understand that your value is worthy of greatness. That we all have greatness within us, but sometimes we have things that is in our life that comes around that tries to hinder us from getting there. One is a sense of belief. Two, it can be more of your values is broken. Your values is more of those of lack and not just those of prosperity and success. So what's up, everybody? This is Will from New Steps Foundation, here to give you information about represent. You hear it, represent. So today is about representing, and how do you represent you? I know last time or last message I didn't quite go in depth on the topic of representing and the agreement. It was more of like surface. So today I want to go in more in depth and then also break down the next one, which is understanding. So I only got like 2 points for you, and we're gonna go into it real quick. So the first thing I want you to understand about representing is how do you represent you, and understanding how in every area of your life how important it is to represent what you stand for, what you believe in, what values do you hold. People understand when a person has values, and there's people who don't understand like what is a value and why you act in this way and why you're doing certain things. It's because you have a set of values that you live by, set things that you go by, and it's how do you represent yourself in any arena, whether it be school, whether it be kids, whether it be with your friends or anything. I need you to understand that, like, how do you represent yourself? Or are you allowing somebody else to represent you in a way that is not conducive to your brand? And that's not the case, then you need to understand that part. So let's go from there. So what is the agreement? What is the agreement that you have with yourself? I know I talked last time about parents and every other thing, but it is not about that. It is more about you and your agreement that you have with yourself. We all have an agreement with ourselves, meaning it's like a standard that we set for ourselves. What is the agreement? The agreement can be, well, I'm not at this kind of level, so I don't think this way or I don't act this way. Well, that is a belief that you have in yourself. That's an agreement that you have with yourself. So we gotta sign a new agreement, write up a new agreement with ourselves, so we can be able to dial in and focus on what we need to focus on. What are we lacking? Okay, so if we're lacking in reading, if we're lacking in math, if we're lacking in chemistry, whatever it is, we need to understand that part. So what is the agreement? The agreement can be, here's the new agreement. I can be able to write better or add better or figure out the equation better in chemistry. I don't know what it is. Or if it's outside, how can I be able to maneuver around my friends where they, where you are holding yourself accountable to things that they say or things that they do, where you're not just going with them all willy-nilly and then you wondering why you're in trouble. That's the agreement. So what is the agreement that you have with yourself? And are you going to follow this agreement? And are you going to live by this agreement? So it's understanding, it's not only just an agreement, but it's also understanding what works for you, what don't work for you, what will help you get better, what will hinder your success or hinder where you actually are going. Those are the things that we need to understand and dial in. So do you understand the agreement? So let's talk about the understanding. What do you not understand? What you don't understand about yourself? And what are some things that you need to spend some time with yourself a little more to be able to uncover some things, So that's what I want you to understand today how to represent is how do you want to be portrayed, and also how do you want to represent yourself, because nobody can represent you, or nobody shouldn't represent you better than you represent yourself. So if I speak fast, I'm just passionate about the topic, and I'm also passionate about you as a youth, and I want you to understand that your value is worthy of greatness. That we all have greatness within us, but sometimes we have things that is in our life that comes around that tries to hinder us from getting there. One is a sense of belief. Two, it can be more of your values is broken. Your values is more of those of lack and not just those of prosperity and success. So let's just think on that, and let's get better at that. So today I want you to not just like this message. I don't want you to look at it and say, oh, he made sense. No, it was more of, don't just like it, but share it. But share it, and after you share it, subscribe. So let's help us move the needle on this process and be with New Steps Foundation. And my name is William Jackson. I want you to be successful, and I want you to be you and your authentic self. Let's go.